Today we got pizza, but not just any pizza. We are back with another episode of The Best, where I highlight the best food in each category or at each restaurant. And in this case, we finally did our pizza. It took all the way to the end of the month, but I knew this was gonna be it. This is a place, you can see it on a box. It's called Squared. It's located in Elmwood Park, New Jersey. Now, if you can't find it, that's because it's actually a business inside of a business. Same owner, but it's inside of a place called Francesca's Pizza and Pasta in Elmwood Park. They just have a thing where they do square pizzas out of the same. A couple of years ago, I tried it, and it was unbelievable. Since then, the guy actually invited me back 2 or 3 times to try different stuff. But that's not what I did today. He has no idea I'm doing this. Like, I know you're gonna see this, and yeah, so I wanted to make sure that this was incognito as possible, so I ordered online through an alias, different person, didn't pick it up. I don't know what's inside. This is the whole thing. I will say this though, when I went to get it from someone else, I tripped going up the stairs, so the contents may have shifted a little bit. It's ice outside, bro. It's black ice. I couldn't help it. The thing that makes this so different and why I like it so much, Detroit style square pizza is not normal in New Jersey. We do New York style thin type of pizza, but I have to admit, this is just the best pizza I've had around here. So that is what we have on the agenda today. Drop a thumbs up. You guys already know the vibes, man. Let's get into this video. I'm gonna just crack this open real quick and show you this before I even get into it. This is their spicy vodka rigatoni. This was one of the things they made me try, or shouldn't say, suggested I try a long time ago, and it was so damn good. Normally you can get it with chicken, but I didn't today just because, you know, Christmas was yesterday. I'm not trying to be too crazy with that. We got a sandwich over here and this. I love Detroit style pizza, bro. Look at. Yeah, you can see it hit the roof a little bit, but we're still intact. So I got half buffalo chicken, half pepperoni, hot honey, jalapeno on the other side. Those who are unfamiliar with the Detroit style square pizza, really what it is it's like a thicker crust pizza with burnt cheese around the edge. It's burnt onto the edges. Burnt is probably a bad way to describe it. And then all the toppings that you see on here, really cheesy, and it should be light and airy with that nice crunch on the outside. But anyway, we got 2 different kinds. I actually never had their buffalo chicken. I had the pepperoni hot honey, but I wanted to try something new. So I'm gonna get that end piece like this. And here we, ooh, shit. And anybody who says this still isn't hot, there is literally steam still coming off of there. I made sure I have a heating box, and we are all good to go. You gotta eat this from the back like a real man. This one you gotta eat from the back. There's a messy one. Last few times I did this, my disclaimer was, you know it's me, so they have to be on their A game. This time they don't know it's me. Still on their A game. But I love these burnt edges of cheese. Pepperoni cup. One of their favorite things they do is their original pie. So I know they do a really robust, nice sauce with this. It's not a sweet sauce. It's definitely more of like your robust, traditional type of sauce. Chunky marinara, which I love. There's jalapenos on this, but it's subtle. Most of the insides are removed, so it's not like super spicy, just a little bit of spice, but also that kiss of hot honey, which I'll admit has become a little bit played recently. It just works really well with that burnt in cheese. Nice crispy booty on the pizza. This is so good, bro. Like, if I want a pizza, I said this every single time, I'm more of a Sicilian style thick crust type of person. So this just goes really, really well. Got the lemon. We're on to the next case of seltzer finally. We got cranberry lime in the last one, but a little sweet, a little bit of like fresh basil. It's really damn good. Okay, I just try the damn pizza. Then over here we have the buffalo chicken with ranch. I should have specified, I prefer having the ranch on the side, but it's not a big deal. That's just like a little like preference thing. It says buffalo chicken with ranch, but I didn't ask for it. Again, here we go. Boop. So there's buffalo chicken. Look at that. I love that little crispy edge right there. I know some people gonna say it's burnt. Like, well done pizza is a wave. It's just, you gotta be there for it. The addition of the basil on top almost gives it a different kind of like note when you have those whole basil leaves. But look here. Their buffalo sauce is definitely homemade, and it's very subtle. It's not like heavy of like the vinegar or just hot sauce. It's definitely more of a thicker buffalo type sauce. So it pairs pretty well with the ranch. I don't mind that it's on there. My only slight gripe has nothing to do with how the pizza is cooked. I just wish there was more chicken on this. It's not a lot of chicken. They're little bite-sized pieces, but I just wish that they were a little like more. I like when it's really loaded up with chicken, but still really good amount of cheese. Not an overpowering amount of ranch or buffalo. They work well together. And like I keep saying, that means I gotta eat that one. That's fine. Just an excellent pizza. One of the better buffalo chicken pizzas I've had. I'm not really a buffalo chicken guy, but when I looked online, this was their most ordered pizza. So I said, okay, let's try it out and do a half and half. This is really where it's at for me. You can get anything you want and build your own pizza, but this was one of my favorite ones on top of, believe it or not. This to me is almost a perfect pizza to me. There's nothing I would change about it. This I've already explained. It's still really good. If you like buffalo chicken pizza, I think you'll love it. I really, really like it. Again, just buffalo chicken's not my first choice, but I wanted to do a little of something different since I had a whole pizza to work with, and then, you know, somebody else gonna eat good. But that's my piece right there. The rest of it, it's not mine. This was one of my favorite pasta dishes as well, coming from a pizzeria. I always say that pizza places do really good pastas, and this is case in point. Spicy rigatoni vodka. This is like so good. You can get it with chicken, and the chicken is good as well. But again, because I got a chicken sandwich, it made no sense to get chicken on this as well. But the vodka sauce here with the spicy version, it is different. Look at how it just coats and kisses that rigatoni. See that steam all up in your face? Yeah. I'm glad to see that the quality of the food, even when they don't know it's me, is still good. I know there's going to be people saying like, you know, I'm like, are you special? I'm not saying that I'm special. I'm just saying they watch my videos and they have given me food before, and this time they have no idea. Rigatoni is such an underrated type of pasta. The little ridges just get all that sauce in there, and that's how you want it. Just the vodka sauce, it's not drowned in it. It's just enough so the pasta is a perfect al dente still, and it's not overly spicy. It's just enough that you know you're eating a spicier version of their really good vodka sauce. Look at that. Let me give you one more because you got to try this. This is one of my favorite pasta dishes also. I probably should have said that, but I'll sit here and eat the whole thing. You can also get a spicy chicken parm with their spicy vodka sauce, which I've had. I didn't get it because it would be the same exact thing, and that was just crazy. So, but if you like this sauce, get their chicken parm like this on their pesto garlic bread. Which brings me, I'll get one more of these, to my next item, which is this sandwich. This is their, let me wrap this up. Oh man, we just gotta figure this out. That's a special kind of wrap. Okay, cool. Back to what I was saying. This right here is their meatball parm, but it's Fran style, which means that it comes on what I said before. It comes on pesto garlic bread. Like, you can't sit here and tell me that this don't look like it's gonna do something to you. Look at this. I remember I did this another time, and I was pulling this thing, like, my arms were out the window when I was in the car. But you can see the pesto on there as well. And it ain't store-bought. I'm just going to tuck this mutz back in here. Let's go ahead and get back in there. So pesto garlic bread. Their meatballs are also really good. Fresh mutts. So far, since doing these food videos, I've only had one meatball sandwich that I would think is a little bit better than this. And it was from the summer. I don't know if I want to do a video called the best meatball sandwich, but it would be it. But still, this is elite. What really makes this is the combination pesto taste. It's hot. Hot as hell. On some really good bread. And they do a nice sauce. I'm trying not to burn my mouth, but as you can see, it's hard for me to stop eating it, which is tough. Now, since we're back, and our backs are kind of big, you take some of this spicy rigatoni. I'm just going to scrape some of the vodka sauce up out the bottom and just throw that right there. That will do something to you. This is one of the better meatball sandwiches. I would say, again, number 2 that I've had since I've been doing it. I wanted to try it again, just to make sure. But I did one in the summer that the meatballs are a little, like the meatball itself was just like perfect. Well, that's still damn good. I would say the chicken parm. Do that with spiced chicken parm if you want like the goat sandwich. But again, I didn't want to be redundant and get both. So either way, that other sandwich I gave like a 9.6. This is like a 9.3. It's nowhere like saying it's not as good. It's just slight difference. But as far as overall pizza place, this to me, it's so good. This is a completely random, but I feel like this is a necessary round of applause for this Rubbermaid take-alongs can. I know people are like, what the hell is he talking about now? So, when I was heating up my dinner yesterday, right? Because obviously I had a plate and I was heating some of it up in the oven. I somehow placed this in the oven. This was in the oven. 350 degree oven for 10 minutes. This is what it looks like. I'm not using a different one. I'm shocked that this thing isn't burnt. But it didn't. It's like heat resistant or something. There's nowhere on here that says please don't place in the oven or please place in the oven, but Rubbermaid, man, look, that's why you can't be using dollar store stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I use dollar store stuff amongst everybody. But if there's ever, the Rubbermaid is expensive compared to the dollar store stuff. If there's ever a prime example of you get what you pay for, I'd have been scraping melted plastic all off my oven yesterday. So I had this in my dishwasher and I was like, I feel like people need to know that. Look, listen, first of all, check your oven before you turn it on and preheat it. Especially y'all people that less like me and be leaving like pots and pans in there and stuff. That's where they go. Whatever. For whatever reason, I had this in there. But I didn't see it. That could have been a disaster if I didn't not cheap out for once. Because I'll admit, look, people say, you know, stuff is overpriced, which I do understand. But 2 things, still, a lot of times you get what you pay for, like I said. And the other thing, in my opinion, is people only say it's overpriced for things they don't really care for. Like, the amount of people, myself included, that will call something else a ripoff and then spend a stupid amount of money on something else that somebody else will be like, why are you spending money on that? Whether that be large things like cars or, hell, lawnmowers or anything of that nature. And things as small as people going out on the weekends and dropping $200-300 at the bar. Or containers. I think everything is all relative. I know my parents watch this, so I'm gonna tell on one of y'all right now. All right, y'all met my dad before. I know you're watching this too. I don't care. I know y'all like messy stuff, so I'm trying to get my business. So I'm gonna give this one away for free. My dad was notoriously cheap growing up. Like most dads, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have a ton of money, so I understand being cheap. But the older I got, the more I realized he was only cheap with certain stuff. So I remember specifically when I was a kid and had to get glasses, my dad and my mom fought in the eye doctor, right? That was the name of the place. Like Lens Crafters was called an eye doctor. They fought in the eye doctor because my dad wanted to get me them Steve Urkel joints. And I clearly was like, I'm not finna get made fun of and be Steve Urkel. I'm just gonna be blind. And they were the cheapest ones, so he wanted. It's funny because plastic rim glasses now are more expensive, but back in the '90s, it was all about the you know, other frames. So there was the cheapest one. He was like, nah, you get them. He could see with them. I don't care. And my mom was like, don't have him looking stupid. Pay the extra so he don't look dumb and he wears the actual glass. And they fought about it, you know. And there were things like that from time to time, whereas this, that, and the third. He picked up the habit right around when Tiger Woods popped off. It's like every other, you know, person looked like me. Started golfing. So even though he would cheap out on everything else, he would come home once a month. And look, he worked. It was his job. I'm not saying he can't spend his money how he wants to, but he come home once a month with a new golf club. Golf clubs are getting expensive. All right. I remember he had this damn driver. Driver's like the, you know, the big one. That thing looked like a baby's head. It was huge. And he was like all proud of it. So, you know, I looked up the price and it was quite expensive, but you know, and to him that was cool. But when it came to like him, I would never spend no X amount of dollars on those sneakers, even his own feet. I wouldn't spend $100 on a sneaker. Now $100 is like cheap these days, but back then, you know, you buy $100 shoes, you had bread. But $400 golf clubs, that was cool. Again, his money, he allowed to do what he want to. And if you think I'm talking about that, you're missing the message. The whole point was, say that golf club costs $400. And a person said, okay, well, I'm gonna spend $400 a month on 4 pairs of shoes. You look at him like you had 3 heads, but the golf club that was $400 was like, that's a great buy. And some of y'all, for example, I know people that have spent more than the actual cost of the gaming console on NBA 2K. Like, they'll buy all them VC that they had. 2K kind of fell off, but a couple of years ago when people doing all them builds and stuff, people was dropping bands on a video game that doesn't carry over to the next game and costs more than the console. All right, I played FIFA, now it's FC, for years, and people spent $1,000 on FIFA points, and the game cost $60, and the console cost $500. You could have bought 2 extra consoles for that or something else. The whole point was your budget is your budget, and you spend it how you want it. But people say certain things are overpriced. You know, if you big back like me, food, I understand now it's different because I use food as a means to make money. But even before I was doing this, I was spending money on dumb shit like food. Y'all think I just started ordering Go Blade 2 years ago? I even showed in that Big Fat Cookies video I did the other day that I bought my own Big Fat Cookies back then. I paid $60 for those cookies. What people aren't realizing is back then I didn't have a YouTube channel or a means to make income off of these videos. None. I just wanted to try them because I was fat and I was like, oh, they good? Seen a video, I said I'm finna get these. And I didn't think it was a ripoff because I liked them. Now, it's not something I would have did every day, but it was still a luxury, you know? And I just started to look at things that way. So don't skimp out on these. Long story short, because, man, I'd have been mad I had to scrape plastic off there. I swear to you, I could smell like hot plastic, but I'm like, what the hell is that? So then I look in there. It was after like 7 minutes of the 10 minutes I had it heating up. And I look in there, and right on the top, it's like on the top rack, I'm like, oh, come on, man. So I grab my oven mitt real quick, yank it out, and it was still intact. It was a little like flimsy because it was hot, but you can see it's not warped or anything at all, bro. That's Rubbermaid. Y'all goats. Anyway, that's gonna be the end of the video, man. Squared is elite. Elite. And we'll be back tomorrow. More content, man. Hands-ons. They made it to YouTube.